Hi, my name is Marnie Dunning, and I'm an instructional designer at Minnesota State University Mankato. In this tutorial, I'm going to show you how to create a public class in Chimein. Now, this is for a public class which can be used for giving presentations, when you're going to conferences. You can also use as part of your classes here at MSU, but remember, everything is anonymous within a public class. So if you would like to actually keep track of what students are saying what, you would want to make sure you watch the other tutorial about syncing your MSU course to Chimein. Let's go ahead and get started. So from a web page, you want to go ahead and type in chimein.mnsu.edu and press enter. From here, we're going to go ahead and log in. So you want to click on login and log in to Chimein using your MSU credentials. Now these are the same as D2L and MavMail. Sorry, I can't type and talk at the same time, it appears. All right, once you get into Chimein, a few things are going to appear. This is the home page for Chimein. In the upper right hand corner, you're going to have some help. You're going to have your name where you can also log out. And then it's going to have maybe an empty space here or maybe your cell phone number if you've already synced it. If you want to sync your cell phone number to your account, you can click on either the add cell phone or the edit button, type in your cell phone number. It'll actually send you a text message to that cell phone number with a confirmation code. You simply put in that confirmation code and then your cell phone will be synced to your Chimein account. This is nice if you ever want to text message answers in for a course that you're actually enrolled in, and it will keep track of your saying the information within the Chimein questions. Down here you have two different areas. My courses, which are any courses that you set up. Now keep in mind, faculty, staff, and students can use this for public use to get feedback maybe on presentations, maybe as part of a class. It's completely open. We use it for many different options here at MSU. And down at the bottom, courses I'm enrolled in, is going to be where your students, if you bring in your course from the registrar's office, so if you sync your MSU course, they will see this down here. So they'll be enrolled in that course. Today we're going to focus on the public information. So this tutorial will talk about creating a public class. First thing I want to do is go ahead and add a new course. From here, the first thing I want to do is give this a course name. Now in this particular case for a public class, it can be named anything you want it to be. Department, I'm going to go ahead and put in my department, which is ATS, Academic Technology Services, and for the course number I'm going to put in today's date, which is January 11th. Section number I can leave empty because I'm creating a public class. Now down below, semester, I'm going to keep empty or keep as spring and the year. This really doesn't matter much because we're not syncing it to a live course, but I do want to make sure that I choose public because this is a public course. Now one final step within here, you're going to have to go ahead and look up your name. So I'll type in my last name and click on my name to add myself as the instructor. The nice thing about public classes is I could create this and I can add additional instructors that will be able to pose questions within this Chimein course. Now once I'm done, I'm going to go ahead and click on Save Course. So I will see my new class here, ATS 11, Instructional Design Presentation. I'm going to go ahead and open up that presentation. Now a couple things. Right up on top here, editing ATS 11, 111, you'll notice a public link. I'm going to get back to this, but because this is a public class, this is how the public will access this site and be able to chime in their responses. Over here you have questions that will be textual based. I'll get back into that in just a second, but this is where you'll pose your questions. Down at the bottom, instant polling, this is more for a face-to-face, so you verbally ask the question and they can quick response or they can quick respond via a multiple choice question. I'm going to focus more on these questions up here today. One other thing, I'm going to go ahead and click on Manage Course. Within here, a couple things will appear. You can delete the course when you're done with it. You can also change it from public to non-public. Now keep in mind, if you want to change this to syncing a course within Chimein, you will have to delete the course and walk back through the entire process. But what is nice is you can add in other instructors. So if you change your mind and want to add in other instructors, you can. Otherwise, you can enroll users, but really within a public class, you don't need to enroll users. So I'll go ahead and click the back button. I'm going to go ahead and show you how to add in a new question. So I'm going to go ahead and click on Add a New Question. And here I can type in my question. What is your favorite pizza? Now, question type, I have three choices. I can do multiple choice, true and false, or free response. I'm going to make this one a free response. This means that the students can type in anything they want, or your audience can type in anything they want as a free response. Now, I had mentioned before that all public classes, all questions will be anonymous. I still highly recommend clicking anonymous as an effective practice, because what will happen then is this question at the bottom will say this question is anonymous, which kind of gives your audience a peace of mind that indeed this question is anonymous. Now, one thing about anonymous, even though it's marked as anonymous, if there's any threatening or harassing or inappropriate comments made, we can always find out who said what, okay? If they mention something they don't like your hair or something, we're not going to find out information who said that for you, but if it is threatening or, inappropriate information, we can find that out for you. I'm going to go ahead and click on Save Question. Now at this point, here is my question. This number here is going to tell me how many responses have come into this question. Now to the right, this question is automatically closed. In other words, right now, it's not out there for people to respond to. I would have to open it before that can happen. A couple other things. If I made a mistake in my question, there's a spelling error, I can go ahead and edit it. If I'm using this question for a presentation and then I close it and I want to use it again for another presentation, I can always reset, which would set this count to 0 and clear out any data for me. If I'm done with the question, I no longer want to use it, I can go ahead and press delete. I'm going to go ahead and open this question up. You notice edit and reset gray out. I'm not able to edit or reset it when the poll is open. What I can do is your audience now can respond to this question 2 different ways. One way, they can click on expand and they can text message in the answer. Now, they don't have to, anybody in the world can text message this in as long as they know the number. So this is who the message goes to, is this 1-818-334-2958. You can have your students make this a contact and call it Chimein if it's something they're going to use over and over again. So this is who it's going to. And then in the text message itself, they're going to type in 1543 space and then the answer to this question, what is their favorite pizza? And because it's a free response, they can type in mushroom with anchovies and pepperoni, sausage. They can be really explicit as far as all the information they want to provide. Another way that your public class can be actually accessed is through this link here, public. I'm going to go ahead and click on that. What's going to happen is it's going to come up with a course URL for this, and you can post this in your D2L class if it's part of your class. You could actually put this in the agenda if it's a meeting, have it as part of your presentation if people can access it through a web page, or you could just simply write this on the board. Now keep in mind there are sites that will shorten this URL for if you want to. I'm going to go ahead and copy that, and I'm going to paste this into a brand new window and show you what it looks like on a web page. Now keep in mind if they go through their smart device, like a smartphone, whether it's Android or iPhone, what will happen, or a Windows phone, it'll actually turn this into a little bit of an app for them, which is really kind of cool. So this is what it looks like via the web. What is your favorite pizza? So I'll go ahead and type in mushroom and submit it. Now this can be answered multiple times. I'll say cheese. I'll put sausage. Of course I should spell it correctly. Sausage. I'm going to say cheese and mushroom. Okay, so I can respond several times here. Now if I go back to my actual Chimein course, I can see here that this number is jumping with the more and more responses that are coming in. If I'd like to see the responses that are coming in, I can go ahead and click on it. And in a free response, you're going to have what's called a word cloud. This is a word cloud. Now, you notice sausage is small because it was only mentioned once, whereas cheese and mushroom were mentioned a couple times. If I click on mushroom, it'll show me the responses that came in with mushroom. If I click on cheese, it'll show me the responses for cheese. If I click on sausage, it'll show me the responses for sausage. If I click on all, it brings everything back. Now, if I come in here and I type in one more cheese as a response, notice what happens to my word cloud. Okay, cheese came in and cheese got bigger. So you can see here that the word cloud reflects the commonly used words. So it helps define themes for you as you're going through your presentation or your class. Now if you want to review the results, you can click here. If you want to download this as a spreadsheet, a CSV file, so you have this content, you can always click on that. But what's nice is because it's anonymous, it just tells me the date and the time and the comment that came in. I'm going to go back to my Chimein class here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and click on back, and I'm going to add in another type of question. So I'm going to click on add a question. And this one I'm going to say, today is cloudy, which it is. And I'm going to make it a true or false response. Again, effective practice, I'm going to go ahead and mark this as anonymous. Right away, I'm going to have to go ahead and open this question. What's nice is you can create all these questions and then open them as you need to as you're presenting if you want to in your class. So I'm going to go ahead and open this. Now you'll notice here, and I'm going to go ahead and close this poll. And if I go back to the URL page and I refresh it, which should happen automatically, you will notice that the one question disappears and now today is cloudy comes up. I can go ahead and say true and submit my answer. I can submit another answer and another answer. So you can see here that your audience can respond multiple times. So today is cloudy. You can see my count is now to 4. I'm going to go ahead and click on that. And this is a little bit different because it's a multiple choice or a true and false question. What will happen is it'll pose the question here and it'll give me my answers here. So this isn't a bar chart here. The bar charts are down here and your pie chart is here. This is just a color representation. So true, I have 3 responses for, and false, I have 1 response for. Same thing again, I can view the results table so I can see what time and date this came in. Now because this is anonymous, you're going to have no names within here. And I can also download this as a CSV file if I want to. Whoops, I'm going to click on cancel. So these are a couple different types of questions that you can ask, but the main things here are that you can access this via the public link. Remember, you can copy this URL here, or they could also text message in their responses. Here's who it's going to. They type in this particular number, space, and then either a free response, or in this case, A for true or B for false. This is a fun way of gathering information for either your presentations or maybe sensitive topics within your class. If you should have any questions, please feel free to give me a call. My name is Marnie Dunning. I can be reached on campus at 507-389-5892, or feel free to call our service desk at 6654. Okay? Have a great day and enjoy Chimein.